So you don't need to pay for your accommodation, you don't need to pay for your tuition fees, and you will be getting some monthly stipend also so that you can cover your food expenses. So your entire education, especially your MBBS education, would be free of cost if you get this scholarship. Now, average salary, once you complete your MBBS there in China, if you want to practice in China, the average salary in China is around 77 lakh rupees per annum, which is pretty great. Means you will be getting somewhere around 6 lakh rupees per month in China, and Chinese cost of living is not that high. You have just now seen that it's around 28,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Even if you take the highest one, you will be spending 1 lakh rupees in your cost of living. Namaskar, Adab, Shasrekal और Khushamdeed. Very good evening to all of you people. This is your master teacher Harsham, who is going to talk about that how you can study MBBS in China and what are the opportunities there, what are the challenges there, and will it be a good option to study in China for MBBS? So today in this video, I'm going to cover all these pointers for all of you, so that you can take a wise decision and informed decision whether you should choose China as your study abroad destination or not. So let's get into this video without wasting much further time. So I would request all of you that if you have yet not subscribed to the channel, kindly subscribe to the channel so that you can keep on getting good content here. Now let's start. First of all, starting this entire session with the reason that why you should choose other country for your MBBS. So the problem is very common and known to everyone that India has got high number of Indian students who are not getting any degree or any opportunity in India. So why Indian students are heading towards overseas? Because the competition here in India is intense and the seats are very limited. To a great extent, students' intense competition even at many times does not yield any result to that student, and hence that leads to dissatisfaction, demotivation, and further that student has to forcibly choose a career option which he or she is not liking, which is not a good case if we are trying to be a developed country like others. So here comes the stats, the data, that in India, we have got 706 medical colleges. Now these 700 medical colleges are including government and private medical colleges. Number of seats available in these colleges are 1,08,915. Including all the government and private medical colleges, we have got only 1 lakh seats. Now just compare this number with the number of students who appeared in NEET is 22.7 lakh. I am assuming that those students who are appearing for NEET, they do have an intention of becoming a doctor. So if a student who is willing to become a doctor, that number is around 22 lakhs, 23 lakh was the last year number. So 22 to 23 lakh students are willing to become a doctor, but our Indian ecosystem, infrastructure, the college network is allowing only 1 lakh students to become doctor. Means our education system is saying that remaining 23 lakh students or 22 lakh students cannot become a doctor. See, if they do not have expertise, can be understood, but if we do not have infrastructure, that cannot be termed as their inability to become a doctor. Probably if we would have more seats, then probably more than half of these students would have been able to be a good doctor. So it even brings a big question on our selection criteria, because we have made our selection criteria so tough and so rigid that we have to get only these many students. So here comes the opportunity, or here comes a lacuna, that why and that lacuna needs to be filled in, and that is why most of the students from India are moving abroad. So there comes the reason that why students are choosing study abroad destination. Now moving forward, NEET UG 2025 has got a lot of challenges with tougher questions. Physics was completely unexpected and students just got googlied. And because of this, students are losing faith. Now moving forward, in India, Russia is gaining popularity, and along with Russia, China is also gaining popularity. In fact, most of the students from India are moving towards Russia and China for studying abroad. I have already made one video that if you have to do MBBS in Russia, you can do MBBS from Russia. Few days ago, I did this video. You can even watch this if you are willing to go to Russia. Now, although if you are planning to move to Russia or China, you would be needing a lot of help. So that help also we are ready to give you, and that help we have partnered with an institution who are very expert in abroad education, especially MBBS abroad education, medical abroad education. And this partner institution, the partner institution name is Moksh. So Moksh is conducting a webinar, you can say an online seminar, where they will be catering to all the questions what students will have regarding abroad education, especially MBBS or nursing or whatever. Now they will be clearing all your doubts, and that webinar is happening this week only. You'll get a registration link in the description box. You can register from that link so that you can also be a part of this webinar and clear all your doubts. So this webinar will be highly informational, and you will be coming to know about so many aspects about international education which you are not knowing otherwise. So I would recommend everyone that you can attend this webinar. This is absolutely free of cost, nothing to like pay for this. That I have just given the link in the description box so that you can register here, and then you can attend the webinar, and then you can ask all your doubts, that whatever doubts you do have. Fine. Moving forward, now let's talk about that. What are the pros and cons of studying in China? Now, if you are planning to study in China, so first of all, that the course in China is of 6 years, where they teach complete 5 years and 1 year is of internship. In India, we have 4.5 years of education, 1 year of internship. In China, it is 5 years of education and 1 year of internship. So the course is of a high quality. The course is taught in English. That's a very big point, because most of the countries, especially non-English speaking countries, do teach their courses in their native language. But China is teaching their courses in English, most of them. Now moving forward, that in India, the college fees for these medical colleges are pretty high. So in fact, the first problem which I said to you right now, that in India we have very limited seats. So here the seats are only 1 lakh. Now just say for example, if someone who decides that okay, or gets a seat here in India in one of these private colleges, so private colleges are charging so exorbitantly high that you will be astonished. In fact, when I was doing this entire research, I was astonished to know there is a college in India named with D.Y. Patil Medical College. So D.Y. Patil Engineering College, D.Y. Patil Medical College. This is a quite famous college. This college is in Navi Mumbai. It offers the most expensive MBBS program, and just imagine how much would be that most expensive. They are offering MBBS program at 30.5 lakh rupees for a year, 1 year, and you will have to spend there 4.5 years. So that makes your 1 crore 35 lakh rupees just for the tuition fees. Forget about your hostel, forget about your food, forget about your any other expenses. So you would be ending up getting an MBBS degree at minimum at least 1.6, 1.7 or 1.8 CR. So roughly you'll have to spend 1.8 CR. That's like too high. So even if you get selected in India out of this huge competition, you probably will have to pay exorbitantly high to get into these colleges. So that brings a very important part, that in India, the scene of private medical colleges are also not that great. In fact, they are pretty expensive. So in India, the average is 7 lakhs to 26 lakhs. In between this, something in between this, you'll be getting, and there are few colleges who are even higher than 26 lakh rupees per annum. So even if you fall in the middle of this, like 15 lakh rupees per annum, you'll have to spend something around 75 lakh rupees for your entire education of MBBS in India, in private medical college. And that too only if you get it through NEET, otherwise no. Now, what China is offering here, so in China, the government colleges and the private colleges, so the fees there is, it starts with 2.5 lakh rupees and max to max it goes to 5.5 lakh rupees. So even if I go for a higher fees, that will be 5 lakh rupees only. Now just imagine that if you go for a higher fees in India, that will be 30 lakh rupees. In China, it's just 5.5 lakh rupees. Even if you get into the middle of it, it will be somewhere around 4 lakh rupees per annum, which is very cheap. Now, cost of education entire duration is 14 to 33 lakhs. If you get the minimum of 2.5 lakh rupees, then you will be ending it in just 14 lakh rupees. Fine. Moving ahead, what is the cost of living in China? So cost of living in China is around 28,000 to 1 lakh rupees per month. So if I take this as somewhere around 30,000 or let's say 50,000 in between this. So if I take 50,000 per month, it will be 6 lakh rupees an annual cost. which is almost the same in India as well. In India, it might not be 50,000. It might, but if you are staying in Mumbai or Delhi, something of that sort, but it would be minimum to minimum 25 to 30,000, nothing less than that. So 30,000 would be spent in India also. There in China, you will be spending some 20-30,000 extra, but that still would be covered because your fees is low. Next is, now you can work also in China. So very recently they have changed the rules and you can work part-time in China so that you can earn your livelihood there, or you can fund your own expenses. Although the part-time working rules are not that great in China. They allow only 8 hours per week working, 40 hours in a week, and the payout is also not that great. So hence in a month, you would be, in a year, you would be able to make somewhere around 1.5 lakh rupees to 2.8 lakh rupees. So even if I take something in between that, 1.8 lakh or 2 lakh, something around that. So if you get 1.8 lakh in a year, that is something around 15,000 a month. So 15,000 a month is not that great amount. You'll have to get some money from your parents, but the education cost is pretty less. Now moving forward, some of the top universities which you can pursue or which you can choose for studying in China is, first is Fudan University, Shanghai. Next is Anhui Medical University, Hefei. Then Capital Medical University, Beijing. China Medical University, Shenyang. China 3 Congress University, Yaiching. Then Xiamen University, Xiamen. Xi'an Jiaotong University, Jiangjiangtong. Then Wuhan University, which is in Wuhan. Wuhan is a very famous place. You would have known it from COVID times. Fujian Medical University, Fuzhou. Then Qingdao University, Qingdao. Jilin University, which is Changchou. And then Nanjing Medical University, which is in Nanjing. So these are the top universities of China. Moving ahead, what is the eligibility for Indian students? So eligibility for Indian student is, first, that they should be 17 years old and above. Between 17 to 25, your age should be this much. Thereafter, you should have physics, chemistry and biology, PCB. Thereafter, you should get minimum 50% marks in your 12th board examination. And the most important requirement is that you should have passed the NEET examination. They are not asking for any specific marks. They are just saying that you should have qualified NEET examination. So qualification cutoff, which is generally, like this year, the NEET was very tough. So the qualification is expected that you will get the NEET qualification in somewhere around 500 to 530, something in between this. So if you get 500 to 530 in between that, you are qualified NEET. You have qualified NEET, but you will not get government college or private college, say for that example, in India. But with that much exam marks, you will be able to get a college in China, obviously. Fine. Moving forward. Now, is the Chinese language course and HSK test compulsory for English medium MBBS program? So here, this is the biggest doubt what most of the student does have, that is Chinese language important for going to China and studying in MBBS program? So see, this is not mandatory there. You can study the entire course in English only. So there is no mandatory. This is written, Chinese language course is compulsory for English medium MBBS program in China's medical university, while not all universities require passing HSK test at a certain level before graduation. So it's not that every university will be asking this, but there is one rule in China that if you have to work in hospitals, maybe private or maybe government hospitals, so you will have to know Chinese language because otherwise you won't be able to interact with the patients. So in that scenario, you need to learn Chinese there. Otherwise, your internship will not be completed. And your internship will be in the 6th year, or in between this, in between your course also, there is some practical time also. So then you need to learn Chinese. And that is why you do not need to learn Chinese immediately, but you'll have some time of learning Chinese if you have not enrolled in a Chinese taught course. If you have enrolled in a English taught course, then you don't need to learn Chinese immediately, but you'll have some time. But eventually you'll have to learn Chinese. Okay. Otherwise, you'll not be getting a practice license in China because you won't be able to complete your internship there. Fine. Now, scholarships in China, which all scholarships are available. So Chinese government is actually giving scholarships. So Chinese government, Chinese Scholarship Council, which is also called known as Chinese Government Scholarship. This is available for undergraduate, masters and postdoctoral. Now here, China, especially key fields, medicine, healthcare, this is included here. Now here, what would be the scholarship? So scholarship would be for undergraduate program. The scholarship would be monthly stipend, free tuition and free accommodation. So you don't need to pay for your accommodation. You don't need to pay for your tuition fees. And you will be getting some monthly stipend also, so that you can cover your food expenses. So your entire education, especially your MBBS education, would be free of cost if you get this scholarship. Although in the starting I have shown that even if you don't get the scholarship, the education is not that costly in China as in India. Fine. Chalo, moving forward. Aage, under the age of 25, so the person should be under the age of 25 if he is applying for scholarship. Now, average salary, once you complete your MBBS there in China, if you want to practice in China, the average salary in China is around 77 lakh rupees per annum, which is pretty great. Means you will be getting somewhere around 6 lakh rupees per month in China. And Chinese cost of living is not that high. You have just now seen that it's around 28,000 to 1 lakh rupees. Even if you take the highest one, you will be spending 1 lakh rupees in your cost of living. So cost of living 1 lakh rupees and your earning is 6 lakh rupees. This means you will be saving heavily on your salary, and then that's great. Now moving forward, recognition of China Medical University. So recognition, WHO has given the recognition that Chinese medical universities are recognized worldwide, and Chinese degrees for MBBS degree in China would be recognized worldwide because they teach in that international curriculum. So that is recognized by the World Health Organization, WHO. In India also, National Medical Commission of India has also recognized Chinese universities and Chinese MBBS program because they are more than 4.5 years. So the rule for NMC, for any MBBS course to be approved by NMC, the rule is that the course of that country should be either 4.5 years or above that, and they should have mandatory 1 year of internship, which both is the case in China. And the third requirement is that the MBBS course taught in that country should be taught in English. So you would be able to return back to India and practice here in India also after passing this examination FMG. But this will be possible only if your degree is valid, and your degree would be valid if you get that degree in English. Okay. So mind it, don't choose a university who teaches you MBBS in Chinese language, because then that degree would not be hold true in India. Then you will have to stay in China only. Okay. Next is that India appraises China norms. So there is one more rule in China, that Indian students studying in China must get a license to practice in China after their MBBS. So if you have to stay in China and practice there, you need to get a license in China. Now, if you have to get a license for practicing in China as a doctor, as an MBBS doctor, then you need to pass an examination, which is like Chinese examination. The name of this examination is CMLE, Chinese Medical Licensing Examination. But the tricky part here is that Chinese medical examination is in Chinese only, which is in Mandarin. So even if you don't learn Chinese right now, even if your college gives your entire education in Chinese, if you have to get this practice license in China, you need to learn Chinese. And please mind it, that if you have to come back to India and practice here, then there is one more rule led by NMC. And NMC rule says that if a student has to practice in India or make his degree valid in India, then that student must have a practicing license in that country where he was studying. I'm repeating again. Indian medical rules says this, that if anyone has to practice MBBS or doctorship here in India, then he will or she will have to appear in the examination, which is called as FMGE examination. Here we have that FMGE, Foreign Medical Graduate Examination. Now you will be able to appear in this examination FMGE only if you have got a practicing license in that country. So you need to get this practicing license in China, then only you will be able to return back to India. And you need to get this license in China if you have to practice in China. So the ultimate truth is that you will have to get this license in China. Otherwise, you won't be able to practice in China and you won't be able to practice in India also. So learning Chinese is a kind of mandatory thing, probably not might be at just immediate need, but it will be required eventually. So here you will have to take a call whether you want to go to China or not. Fine. Now moving forward, non-native speakers must pass HSK level 6 to prove advanced Mandarin skills for the Chinese medical licensing examination. So you need to pass HSK level 6. Thereafter, main intake is September intake, fall semester, and application period is usually from November, December to July, August, because after August they close the process and in September is the intake. Classes begin in September only once the intake is completed. So Ready to begin your journey? So you can go to this webinar. So see, I have given you this information about China. But if you are a NEET aspirant, if you have given your NEET examination and you are very clear that you have to become a doctor, so you might be even finding methods or finding ways that how you can become an MBBS doctor. May it be in China, may it be in Russia, may it be in Georgia, may it be in Luxembourg, may it be in Belgium, may it be in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. There are a lot of countries, even Afghanistan, Azerbaijan. So there are a lot of countries who are giving MBBS, and probably doing an MBBS from that country might be lucrative. So you need to actually find out those opportunities, that if you are not able to do MBBS from India, which all countries you can actually choose for. So that all information you will be getting here in this in this webinar. So these people, this Moksh is a company who are specialized in abroad studies of MBBS, and a lot of students choose them for going abroad for doing MBBS. So they are specialized in this, and we have partnered with them so that they can help our students getting this information, that how they can study abroad. This entire webinar will be free of cost, and they'll be clearing your doubts, all your doubts. In fact, there are a lot of students who are not willing to do MBBS, but they are ready to even do nursing. So if they are not getting any MBBS, but they have to do something in medical, they are ready to go for nursing also. And in Germany, the average payout for a nursing job is 2.5 lakh rupees per month. And in Germany, entire nursing education is free, completely 100% free. You don't have to pay even 1 rupee. So they are specialized in even getting admissions for MBBS and nursing in Germany as well. So you'll get a lot of information. You just need to register for their webinar, which is free of cost. The link will be given in the description, and then you can attend their webinar. Okay, and then you can clear all your doubts. Fine. So ladies and gentlemen, now full guidance for all India. So they will be giving this entire thing, and in fact, they would be giving guidance even for students who are willing to study or stay in India only. Although in India, the options would be lesser, but they would be giving this options for Indian students also who want to stay in India and get some opportunity in the medical field. May it be BAMS, may it be BHMS, may it be nursing, may it be MBBS, dental, something of that sort. Because in India also we have a lot of options like Bachelor of Ayurvedic Medicine, Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine, Bachelor of Physiotherapy, Bachelor of Yoga, Bachelor of Nursing. There are multiple courses. So they'll be guiding you on that as well. Okay. And I will be doing one more session on MBBS in abroad. And in this, I will be covering a lot of countries, a lot of universities independently, and giving information about them. Okay. Meanwhile, if you need any other further video from my side, I would be very happy to listen to you, and I would be listening you through the comment box. So I would request all of you that if you have anything in your mind and you need a video on specific topics, I request all of you to kindly write down in the comment box, and if that comment is supported well, I'll make a video on that. Fine.
I tried helping you as much as I can, but still if there would be some points which I would not have been able to cover, so you can very freely reach out to me or to my team for getting that help or getting that counseling or getting that information for that matter. So how you can do that? There is a link in the description box, given in the description box. You can click on that link, fill all your details. You'll get a call back from my team within 48 hours. Why asking 48 hours? Because this service is absolutely free of cost. Hence, we are getting a high call volume. So you'll be getting a call within 48 hours. You can ask all your doubts. You can clear all your points and on all your information you can get from my team. Thereafter, you can decide. Okay. So we would be happy helping you. You can just drop down your details, and my team would be connecting with you to give you all the details. Okay. Fine. So that was all for this session. Hope you loved and enjoyed it. With this, it's time to say a goodbye. See you all in the next session. Till then, bye-bye. Take care.